Welcome to Into a Dream. You may have seen me play the demo a while back, but it's time to dive into the full version, Into a Dream by Filipe F. Thomaz. Released, and admittedly it's taken me longer than I intended to get to the full version, but it's finally time to dive in and see the full story of one Luke Williams. As we dive into his consciousness, attempt to understand him and pull him back from the brink, the dark place he's fallen into. So, let us get right in.
What is this place? Where am I? It's so green.
Gotta remember the controls here. Okay. Can jog. Jump. Oh. I think C is the interact button. Oh, thump. Shift is jog. Oh.
Oh, great. A river. And I'm not the best swimmer.
Gotta pay attention to those points.
Seriously. I hate water. Oh, seriously.
Oh.
I hate water.
Oh. Just push that in. To this here. Okay.
A radio. There's no signal here. It also seems to read those old cassettes, but there's none inside.
John. Cassette.
Hello, John. My name is Dr. James Richards, and this is Dr. May.
Hello, John.
If you are hearing this, it means that the initial procedure went perfectly.
We have linked your mind to the dream of a man named Luke Williams. As for your body, it is being kept safe, here, close to us.
Luke has been diagnosed with severe depression. We have attempted several incursions into his dreams, but he has always detected our presence, gleaned our intentions, and evaded us. The roots of his current state of depression are buried quite deep.
This is where you come in, John. You see, you volunteered to help us with this one. We need to remind you that your own memories are inaccessible during the entire operation. It means that you won't remember who you are, nor recall these events after it all ends. But whatever you do or do not remember, know this. We accepted your offer because you are the best in the field.
John, your job is to track Luke and liberate him from whatever oppressive thought is weighing down on him.
Set him free, John. You don't have much time. The longer he stays under, the easier it will be for him to fade away.
Time to get to work, John. You are his last hope.
And his only one. I would wish you luck, but I doubt you need any of it.
We'll be monitoring you closely and retract you instantly if the situation spirals out of control.
One last thing. We will be out of contact for the duration of your mission. The technology is not quite fully mature yet.
Right then. See you in a couple of hours.
What? What's happening here? What are you talking about? Wait, what in God's name is going on? Whoa!
Whoa. That transition makes it feel like we're literally fading through memories. Now, if this is anything to go off
It's so
of.
dark there. Oh, no way I'm going that way.
Get used to my controls. Oh.
Hello.
Oh, good evening.
Isn't it a little late for someone your age to be out all alone?
Oh, our house is right over there. And you know, There are no dangerous creatures, not in these woods. No wolves, bears, or even foxes. And my dad is right there at the porch.
Oh, I didn't know anyone lived this deep in the woods.
Oh, but we don't. This is our vacation house. Mom and Dad built it a couple of years ago. I love it out here, but I had no idea there were other houses around. Where is yours?
Choices. I don't live here.
Well, I don't live here. I'm on a hike.
Oh, cool. All by yourself?
All by myself.
Where's your equipment?
Well, my tent's 10 minutes away. I was just exploring.
I so wish to grow up so I can have fun adventures like yours.
Well, what about you? What are you doing here, all alone, sitting on this wooden swing?
Oh, you know, I love sitting here. My daddy and I built it. He attached these ropes to a branch on this tree and told me to find a wooden seat. I found this one by the waterfall. It fit perfectly. It was such a fun weekend. I love building stuff with my dad, and this is my favorite construction.
Well, congratulations. You did a wonderful job. It really looks well built and fun.
Thanks.
So, you're just watching the stars on your spot?
Yes. Well, and you know, waiting for Rufus.
Rufus?
Yes, you know, my dog. My parents gave him for Christmas 2 years ago. He's so lovely, little, and energetic.
Oh, and where's Rufus now?
Oh, he sometimes wanders off by himself in the woods. You know, these woods are very, very safe. We put some lights
Very
around his
safe.
collar, so he got even more excited than
Oh.
Aren't you worried he might get lost?
No! I mean, maybe a little. It's been more than an hour, I think. Can I ask you a big favor? Could you please get him back here if you happen to see him?
Sure.
Of course.
Don't see why not.
Oh, thank you. I'm really getting worried now. He responds very well to his name, Rufus. You know, I picked it when he was still a little puppy.
We're gonna be nice. Good name.
You picked a great name for him. Well, I'm going to continue my night hike and I'll find your dog.
Thanks. Did you see him?
No, not yet.
Oh no!
Don't worry. I'll get back out there. And I will find Rufus.
Don't worry, I haven't even left
Please,
yet.
Harry, I'm getting very scared.
Don't worry, we'll find Rufus. Oh. And this should be...
Hello, neighbor.
Oh, hello there. Sorry. I haven't seen anyone hereabouts in a while. You gave me quite a scare there.
Oh, sorry about that. And for coming out of nowhere straight from the dark. I'm John Stevens.
Yeah, we don't live here, so we'll
Just
be
taking
hopefully
a
consistent.
stroll in the wilderness when I spotted some bright lights ahead. I couldn't help checking them out. I wasn't aware anyone lived here.
Ah, well, this is our country house, so to speak. We live in the city, but often come here on weekends and holidays. It's quite peaceful.
Oh, indeed.
I'm Luke, by the way. Luke Williams.
Nice to meet you, Luke. Is that your daughter?
Yes, that's Anne. She's always up late playing with that little devil.
Little devil?
That's what we call our dog.
Oh,
Simply
devil.
loves the woods and Anne loves playing with him out here, so we just let her play on until late.
I see. Aren't you afraid she might get injured or something?
As long as it doesn't go too
Well,
far.
Kids should be able to fall, get some bruises, and have fun in the wild. And this neck of the woods is as calm and uneventful as you would like. And besides, we can't protect our kids forever. Although as parents, we always try to.
Yeah.
They're part of us, aren't they? Do you have children?
No, I don't. I guess the opportunity never arose.
It still might. Anyway, where are you staying? In a tent?
Yes, it's about a quarter of an hour from here. I'm staying for a couple of days. I intend to just do some walking in the woods.
Right then. Well, if you need anything, food, medicine, or just company, drop in anytime. You know where we are.
You're so kind, Luke. I'll probably pass here to say hello a couple of times. See you later.
Oh, we'll go on. First, we'll say another word.
Hello. So, heading back to your tent already?
Now we're going a little farther.
No, not yet. The night is young.
Still shooting star in the background.
Well, see you later.
Luke.
Later.
Oh, I like that. You can see the stars in the background. Yeah, the point I was going to make about Luke's comments is really right. Sometimes being too overprotective of your kids is actually worse. Oh, hello.
Ah, I love autumn. The leaves, yellow, orange, and red, swirling through the air in a majestic pas de deux with the wind. Imagine if I got stuck in a wintry dream. Mushy snow all around me, my fingers and toes turning into ice, snotting stalactites. Gah! Darn, now I feel cold.
Now you did it. Jump. Fine. Now I'm wondering if we're actually going to end up in a wintry dream at some point, especially for moving through scenes from Luke's life. Ah, fuck. Hey. Gotta get used to. Fuck. I should have had that. Come on. Okay, gotta get a big running start. It's gonna take some getting used to. Right. Should probably do this. I feel like I made the same mistake in the demo. I need to build up some momentum. Oh, nope. That's not happening. Oh boy. Stymied 10 minutes in. Bye. Ah! Oh, there we go. Now time to actually make this work. Okay. Yeah, pretty sure there have been some changes in here. I'm going to go up to the top of the waterfall first. Something here we could push down.
My, that is a huge waterfall. It's indeed beautiful, but the noise this close is slightly unpleasant. What amazes me the most is its power. I could stay here forever watching the water flow. Well, I should get some earplugs first, though. Ah, now it's getting a little excessive. Is Luke the one who paralyzed me here? Does he already know that I'm after him? And is trying to make me give up? Because if he is, kudos to him. Well, it could be worse. At least I have a magnificent view, as the internal bleeding in my ears leads me to death or insanity.
Game over. Game over. Perished listening to the waterfall. Sploosh. Okay. Let's go down, look for Rufus.
water. Again? Well, at least I think this lake isn't deep enough for me to drown.
Oh. Just climb over you. Climb over you.
Rufus, there you are. Oh, you're shaking. Come here, boy. Come here. Oh, you're really afraid of me, aren't you? Okay. How will I get you out of there? Uh-oh.
Oh, don't do that.
This rock is very unstable. If it falls, I'll crush that little devil. Careful, John.
Let's not do that. You have to get a stick. Remember how to throw stick. Oh shit. Let's not do that. Let's see. Now, how do I go about doing this? Kind of on the right track, maybe. Jog, 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 jog. Would we... yeah, that's it. There he goes. Oh shit. Sorry, Rufus. I've made mistakes. Okay, are you gonna... Oh, hello. Hello. Hello? Oh, okay. Alright, well... we bust this before... and now Rufus can't hide again. Okay, that's definitely different. Ooh. Done with the stick, I think. Rufus.
Where did the dog go? Wait a minute. I know this place. How did I get here? Did the dog? Oh, I hope he did.
Yep, scene changed.
I'd better not go back there. I'd most likely be lost.
Alright. Rufus is back.
Oh, hello again. Look, this is Rufus. He came back. He was running so fast. He seemed scared. He almost didn't recognize me, but I yelled. He turned his head and he seemed so happy to see me. He always comes back.
Why not? Let's tell.
You know, I found your dog by the lake, close to the waterfall.
He did?
He most likely got lost, and the thundering sound of the fall must have scared him. He was below a rock of some sort, hiding from the noise.
Oh, poor Rufus.
I managed to get him out of his hiding place, but I guess I scared him too. Luckily, he found you while running away from me. I was so scared I would lose him. I'm sorry.
Sorry? You brought him back to me. You are so kind. I don't even know how to thank you.
Oh, it was nothing, really. I'm just glad you got back together. I have to get back now.
I'd asked to pet him,
Would I
but
see you again?
probably already scared enough
Who
of me.
knows? Bye, Anne.
Oh, nothing more to say. Luke?
Hi, Luke.
Hi, John. Great timing. I was about to call Anne back home and retreat.
You do that. I was on my way back to my tent.
Did you have a pleasant night hike?
Yeah, tell him about Rufus.
Actually, I went looking for Rufus.
Rufus? Our dog, Rufus. Why?
Please don't get mad at Anne, but the poor guy got scared by the sound of the waterfall and was just paralyzed under a rock. I tracked him down and kind of brought him back.
I didn't know that. Why hasn't she told me?
She thought you would get mad.
I don't think I would. Imagine if you weren't around. What would happen to Rufus? Because she was afraid to talk to me?
Luke, don't take it that way. It's normal for kids to hide these problems from their parents.
I know you're right, but still, it could have been a big deal.
Don't think about it.
Well, are you thirsty?
Am I thirsty? Well, a little bit, but
There's a jar of water in the table right in the hallway. Just open the door and take some. You saved Anne's dog, and you must be exhausted. Go on, I'll just stay here for a while longer.
Okay, I'll be right back. Thanks.
Alright.
A glass of water would feel good right now. Oh, darn, it's empty. Well, I better get back outside. Or could I explore a little?
Let's see what's changed in here.
A family portrait. The faces are somewhat hard to distinguish. But
With a
they
big
seem like
dream.
a united and happy bunch.
Oh, okay, we're just to go. God, I love the sky in the background. It's so good. Don't mind me, Luke. I'm just having a stroll.
Sorry, Luke, but I need to see if I can find something useful. I'm doing this to help you. Ah, there's a piece of paper in this drawer.
Oh, we are leaving now. You know where to find us. When you are ready, take care. We are a snooper.
So many books. A lot of classics out here. Oh, Les Miserables. Oh, how I loved it. Wait a minute. Rita Williams? Could it be Luke's wife?
The lighthouse. Feels pretty central, too. Obviously, the lighthouse, heavily seen in the game's marketing.
I hear something. A heavy breathing. I shouldn't try to open this door.
Yeah, let's not. We're fading right out now.
What? It's daytime. Where are they? And the door has locked itself. What's happening here?
Okay, those things are kinda transitioning the same way they did before.
The swing's broken. What happened? Oh, there are so many mosquitoes here. This sound annoys me quite a bit. It reminds me of when you're trying to sleep at night and that buzzing sound lodges in your ear. So many nights I jumped off the bed, grabbed a slipper and had to hunt that annoying bug.
Understandable. Would be aggravating. Rufus.
Rufus? Oh no. The dog died? When? What? Poor Anne.
Someday, somewhere. Farewell, my friend, till we meet again someday, somewhere. Feels optional since we just got an achievement for it. And for looking at the text there. At that hidden message there. Yeah, this is the case, then it's definitely a matter of... We're gonna run into John and Rita up here. Oh no, just Rita. I recall. Yep. Hello, you.
Hello?
Hello there.
Need any help? You're gasping.
I'll be alright in a moment. Thank you. My husband and I were hiking, making our way through the rocks and the brambles. We used to do it all the time a few years ago. I guess I'm too old for this now.
No, you seem in pretty good shape.
You're too kind. What about you? It's not very often I come across fellow hikers in this place.
Also on a hike.
Well, I'm on a hike too. I did an online search for best places to hike in the region, and I found a little blog with a couple of astonishing pictures in this brilliant article.
Might be
I
a bunch
think
of
it was
bollocks,
called
but...
The Hidden Gem of Our City. Hard to believe I've never heard of this place.
Are you serious? Well, just as hard as to believe that you'd meet the writer of that article there.
Oh.
You wrote the article?
Yes. My daughter kept on asking me why we never see anyone else around. So I decided I would post some photos of this place online and ended up writing a little about it. I never expected anyone to actually read it.
Well, thank you. This is such a happy coincidence.
That it is. We used to have a house here.
That little hut, just a few minutes away, is it yours? Oh, it seems so cozy.
My husband and I built it some years ago. We had to sell it though. It seems to be quite abandoned now.
Oh, pity. What happened?
Life happened. We needed the money and couldn't spare the time to come here that often anyway. I'm actually really glad we got to come over this time. It's been years.
Life can be tough sometimes, can't it?
It sure can.
Introduce ourselves.
I'm John, by the way.
Nice to meet you, John. I'm Rita.
Are you sure you're all right?
Yes, I am fine, really. My husband has just gone a bit further on to a cliff on the other side of the bridge. He really wanted to see it, and well, he's the reason we're here. He's waiting for an important call from work. It will do him good to connect with nature and forget about it for a little while.
Well, I hope everything turns out for the best. With the call and all that.
Thanks, I hope so too. He has been toiling away at this forever. He will be crushed if the call is not what he was expecting it to be. But hey, that's life, right?
That's life, indeed. Right, I better get a move on. You sure you'll be okay?
Yeah, he will be back any second now. And this is not half bad as waiting spots go.
I
Yeah.
heartily second that. Well,
Third.
Enjoy your breather, Rita. Bye.
Bye.
Hi, just one other thing, very quickly.
Hello, tell me.
I passed by your house and I saw what appeared to be a grave for Rufus, was it?
Oh yes, Rufus. That's our dog.
What happened?
He got lost in the woods one night. Our daughter Anne was playing with him and she used to let him run free in here. Luke got really mad at her when she told us Rufus had disappeared. Poor girl, she was distraught. That incident left quite a mark on her. She loved him so much, and so did we.
I'm so sorry.
Thanks, it's been some time now.
Did you find him?
Yes, we were asleep when she knocked at our door. We got out in the middle of the night. It was pitch black. We could see nothing, and then, all of a sudden, there was a cry, very faint. He was lying, crushed under a rock, struggling to crawl out. We took him to a vet straight away, but there was nothing we could do. Anne, our daughter, cried non-stop for 2 full days. We came back here the following weekend and conducted a small funeral for him.
Did she get over him?
Well, as they say, time is the only complete healer there is, or at least an effective anesthetic. We all had wonderful memories of him, and that stays with you. He also seemed very happy to be with us too. I guess that makes up for the pain of grief and loss.
In a way, yes. Sorry, I didn't want to reopen old wounds.
Please, don't be. I always smile when thinking about that little devil.
That's good. Well, speaking of memories, I should be going to catch that view from the cliff you've been advertising earnestly, and log it for my memory books.
Go for it. And you will enjoy it, I promise.
Oh, we can still chat?
Hello again. Have you been to the cliff already?
Oh, okay, we'll go.
No, not yet. It's after the bridge straight away, isn't it?
Yes. It's like only 10 minutes away.
Thank you.
Thank you, Rita.
You're welcome. Enjoy the view.
That conversation really made you think.
Look, it's a rainbow. I haven't seen one in quite some time. It's getting really warm. I'm tempted to throw myself into the water, but yet again, I can't swim very well.
It makes you think about how the gameplay in that first memory of sorts played out. We could save Rufus, but... Oh wait, forgot. Canonically, in Luke's memories, Rufus died that night. Oops. Which makes me wonder. Oops. Shit. How does this work? Ah, there we go. Who not use? Okay. There we go, that wasn't so bad. I remember struggling with that before. Makes me wonder if that bit where he got to explore a little was almost... like if that was the only outcome, where we actually saved Rufus or not.
Luke, hi.
Hello. Do I know you?
Yes, we met a couple of years ago, right here in these woods. I'm John.
Oh, yes, of course.
I ran into your wife back there, catching her breath on the little bench.
That, of course, is the of course of someone who says they remember you and you don't remember them. You don't remember them.
I sometimes think it's a miracle she still puts up with me. Is she alright?
Yes, she seemed fine. What about you?
That's about work.
She says that you've been staying on the grind lately.
That sounds about right. They even told me to take a couple of days off.
Playing with fire, you know? I've seen it happen before. It gets to you one day. Wind up with a full-scale nervous breakdown if you're not careful. you may never quite fully recover from one. And all because they get so immersed in work and can't get out. Take my word for it. Not worth it. Life has a lot more to offer.
Well, sometimes there are things that you just know you have to do.
And what are you working on?
Well, it's renewable energy. You know, we have been hearing a lot of talk about climate change since we were kids. You wonder about how life would be if energy was clean and free, how that could transform lives, ours and our future generations everywhere. Utopia, somewhere over the glittering rainbow. Ring any bells?
Quite a few. But then things always sound far-fetched till someone actually makes them real.
Well, call me a starry-eyed old dreamer, but ever since I was little, I've wanted to make the world a better place. A place where my daughter could live and thrive in. I'm aware there is a lot of highly charged political rhetoric out there, but still, I was naive enough to think I could cut through all the fog, and so I persisted. And eventually an idea emerged, and then a company based on it, and finally a working prototype.
Oh, wow.
And right now it's undergoing critical testing as we speak.
Really?
And that's the call?
One successful test is all we need to unlock a gigantic investment opportunity. It's make or break. If the test fails, we might need to shut down.
So this is it? The big push? That's huge. How are the nerves holding up?
Managing. Just about. Oh, fuck. Right on cue. It's them. Would you excuse me for a second?
Sure. Hey, what's... Luke? Bloody hell.
Oh.
Hey, what's happening?
Oh. What is this? Could kind of go that direction, but
He's avoiding me again. What is this place anyway?
possibly.
I can't stand here. I must find out.
There's a lighthouse. Now we're into new.
Who might that be?
Oh, out in the
Seems
boat.
melancholic.
Oh. For some reason there's a gap there I couldn't get through. Eh? What is this? Oh god. Mm. That's the best way to get on there. Ah! It shouldn't be perplexing me this much. Hey! Hey, there we go. Just a well-timed run and jump. Party?
What the... A beach party? This is all over the place.
It's not what I was expecting in the slightest.
Hey! Hey!
Hi!
Great party, isn't it?
Sorry, can you repeat that? I can't hear you.
I was saying, great party!
I'm James, nice to meet you.
Woohoo! Okay. Hi there.
Oh, no comment?
Hello? Well, that's rude.
Like, don't talk to me. Ew.
It's a gas bottle. Propane. Wasn't the company supposed to be a clean energy one?
Maybe.
Damn portable little cabins don't have any electricity, so we had no other option. But
Oh.
I assure you, in 2 years, with our technology, that will all go away.
Well
Yes,
then.
of course. I understand.
See you around.
See you.
Okay, so this is a company party. I thought we might have been going into the past somehow, but nope. This is further in the future.
Excuse me for interrupting. May I have a word with you?
Sure. I'm Maria, and this is Michael.
Nice to meet you. I'm John.
Hello, John. I've never seen you before. It's this lunatic hiring spree we are on, now that we are rolling in it. So, which department do you work for?
Accounting.
I am, will be in accounting. I'm starting next week.
Hallelujah!
Sorry?
Eh?
I have been asking for another accountant for months now. We have been swamped and steadily sinking under the workload for quite some time, but research swallows up most of our funding. Right, Michael?
Aha, that's what...
Don't point the finger at me. I'm only the humble head of R&D. I don't decide the budgetary allocations, thank God.
But you know the boss quite well, don't you?
I do, and I approve of his decisions.
I hate you intensely right now.
So, you're an accountant too?
Head of accounting.
Yes, welcome to our team.
And I'm Michael, the head of the research department.
And second in command, although Luke seldom takes a day off.
Really?
Yeah, I forced him to take one a couple of weeks ago.
Where is he?
I saw him leave a couple of minutes ago in that direction, close to the lighthouse. I think he's still getting used to it all, creating a technology that can change the world for the better, investors ripping each other's throats to get shares in our company.
I imagine. It must be so overwhelming for him.
You couldn't have picked a better moment to board the ship. We are about to haul anchor.
Oh, I'm very excited to be working with you in such a groundbreaking project.
And we with you. I hope to see you around.
Yeah.
Sure thing. See you later.
I'm just gonna go for a
Bye.
walk. Bye, Michael. Bye, Maria. Looks like he got the funding. Cool. Now we're just seeing how things might progress. With the added pressure to succeed. Love that lighthouse in the background.
Rita, is that you?
Hello? Sorry, have we met before?
Hi. Yes, I'm John. John Stevens. We met in the woods not that long ago.
Oh, yes, I remember, of course. How are you, John?
I'm all right. How are you?
Oh, she remembers.
Same,
Interesting.
Are you here for the party?
Yes, I am. I talked to Luke on that cliff you told me about, remember? He was waiting for that important call from work and, well, he told me all about the project and, well, he invited me to come along. Do you know where he might be?
No, sorry. Isn't he at the party with everyone else?
No, he seems to have
No,
slipped out.
I thought you might know where he is.
Sorry.
Oh, it's all right, thank you. How about you? Why aren't you at the party?
I'm not much of a party person, to be honest. And I've come here to look for inspiration, I guess.
Hmm.
What for?
Oh, I started writing a novel a few years back, but it's not any good.
A novel? Oh, how exciting. What's it about?
Oh, nonsense.
Just try me.
All right. One night I was walking right here, and the lighthouse, the one over there, the light was on. I had never seen one so close, so I was mesmerized. After a while, my eyes drifted a tiny bit, and I saw another light, a very faint one, on the horizon. It seemed to be from another lighthouse. So I started to imagine a relationship being built between these two lighthouse keepers, who communicated with one another using light signs.
That sounds really interesting, Rita.
You don't need to say that just to make me feel better. But thanks.
No,
It could
it's
be.
true. And what happens to them?
Oh, one day I came back for some inspiration and I found that the lights were off. It made me feel uneasy, and I couldn't stop thinking what it'd be like if all of a sudden one lighthouse keeper turned his light on and had no response. Nothing, just darkness. How would that feel? And as I came back, day after day, I realized that the lighthouses were not functioning most days. Anyway, who needs lighthouses nowadays, right? So I imagined the communication fading away through time, despair of the one who was trying to communicate, and the pain of the other who just couldn't do it.
Oh, it's sad.
I got stuck. I just don't know how to move forward.
Rita, I love it. It's fascinating, the lighthouses. It's fantastic.
Thank you, John. I think I was needing to hear that. Anyway, that reminds me. Would you want to see the lighthouse?
Of course, I'd love to. Is it open?
It's probably locked, but they always leave a spare key close by. The family in charge used to let me go in whenever I wanted to help me with the book. But I haven't been there in a while, so I don't know where they keep the key nowadays.
Oh, thank you, Rita. I'll take a look around and see if I can spot it. Now I'm curious. And I'll leave you to your inspiration.
You're always a pleasure to talk to, John, and thank you. Bye.
That sounds like
Bye.
it could be a really neat story, actually.
So, how's the inspiration coming along?
Hard to get, as always. I haven't figured out exactly why the other lighthouse keeper stopped communicating. Anyway, it will come to me eventually, I guess.
Of course it will. I'll leave you alone then. See you.
Thanks, John. Bye.
And the lighthouse keeper is also a very literal metaphor for how a relationship can break down over time.
How will I find Luke if I've no idea where to go?
I suspect... Wait, can I actually leave this way?
How will
Suppose
I...
not.
So, how...
Hard to get. I have. Anyway.
Of course. See you.
Thanks, John.
Let's go back and look now. What? Oh, is this in the other lighthouse? No, it can't be. I totally just noticed this. Just gotta go find the key. Bonk. Don't know if I really want to go out this far again, but... Okay, so we need to get into the lighthouse. We can't go off looking for Luke without having a good idea of where to look. We need to find the spare key. Oh, that looks like a rock on the ground. Oh. Yeah, we can't even acknowledge this. Oh, hello. Can, on the other hand, move this around. What does this do for us? Can let us do that almost. Oh, hello. Got the key. Oh, wow. Hello.
It really is dark in here. Wait, I think I can... Ah, yes. It's a power generator. It's on. Why isn't it working? Oh, the bottle seems to be empty.
Can I go borrow this? All I can know so far is that if I enter a scene holding shift, I have to let it go and... Oh, don't mind me, I'm just borrowing this. I have to let it go and hit shift again to start running again. Minor thing, but... I'm just gonna borrow you.
Alright, so we just need to attach this here. This cable goes there.
God, I'm a sucker for starry
Alright,
backgrounds.
all set. Let there be light. Wow, that is strong. Blinded me for a moment there. Wait, what's that? It's a light. There, on the horizon. Flashing red. It must be. It has to be Luke. Let's go.
I didn't even think about this, but there's a doorway up there. I want to get back up there now. Oh wow, yeah. Maybe it'll help if I push this a little bit further away. I want to do like... Yeah. Maybe I was better off back here. Alright. There we go. Okay, that's where I wanted to get.
Oh, I think it's gonna start, Grandma.
How do you
When?
Didn't you hear?
Either you have very good hearing, or mine is already in decline, dear. Or your imagination is too fertile.
Don't say that. I'm not crazy.
I know, dear.
Look.
Oh, wow.
Whoa, I told you.
Now that I can hear. Well, you're right. I guess my ears are too old.
No, Sorry.
Oh,
I'm actually very lucky to have a grandmother like you.
Nice save, Anne.
Now let's see the fireworks. They're so beautiful. And we're the only ones allowed to see it from up here. Dad must have done something really amazing.
Well, don't forget, he had a great team with him. But yes, he did.
I'm so proud of him. Aren't you?
Ever since the day he was born. You do know he did this for you.
For me? Whatever do you mean?
Well, frankly, I don't understand much of it, but scientists are saying that if we don't change the way we live, the conditions for life could deteriorate, and with it, our quality of life. It won't affect me, maybe not even your parents, but your generation and beyond. Your father couldn't stand the idea of you going through that, so he put his entire soul into solving this problem.
And did he?
It seems like it. It seems that you and all the other kids won't have to worry about it after all.
that is the dream.
He did this. You know what, Grandma?
What, sweetheart?
Sometimes I whine too much. I throw tantrums. I don't listen to him. I don't like it, Grandma. I don't know why I do it, but one time I was so mean to Mummy that later I found her crying in the bathroom.
Oh, wow.
Daddy came to me that night and didn't say a word. He just looked at me with the saddest eyes I've ever seen. And I didn't care then. I'm not a good person, am I?
Oh, sweetheart. You are just like him when he was your age. Like me, even. And he turned out great, didn't he? And I didn't end up that bad either. He raised you well, dear. You are perfect, just as you are. And you'll turn out exactly like the ones you love.
You know I love you, don't you?
Me too, dear.
Wow.
There's something here on the floor. They must have dropped it. It's a pill bottle. The label's all ripped.
Tea medicine. Wow. I go. Oh, there we go. Yeet. I feel like these things. Oh, Vita's gone too. I feel like these things happen, but still. As long as you acknowledge your mistakes and try to at least do better, you're alright. Oh, hello there.
Oh, here you are.
Hello? Do I know you? Hold on. John, isn't it?
Oh, he does remember.
Right. You remembered me.
John Stevens?
That's
Oh,
right.
wow, he really remembers me.
What are you doing here? It's been a while.
Well, I heard the good news. You are the man of the moment. I thought I would stop by and shake hands.
Oh, thanks a lot. That's very nice of you.
Oh, well, I know this has nothing to do with me, but I just wanted to congratulate you myself. And who knows? Have a couple of beers, meet some people, maybe even dance a little. Great party.
Thank you. And yeah, it is.
Why not?
Why aren't you at your own party? If you don't mind me asking.
I needed to get away for a while, you know? Life has been chaotic for so long. The waiting and the not knowing, and now suddenly things kind of worked out. It's strange and overwhelming.
I can only imagine. What you did is unbelievable.
It feels like a dream, to be honest. It feels like I'm waiting to wake up to find out reality is a nightmare where my family has left me. My project failed and I have nowhere to go and no one to turn to.
Oh God.
Luke, you know that's not true.
I know. It seems like a long time ago. I decided I would commit to this. I don't think anyone understood why I had to do it, but I just couldn't not. And it seems that everything is on the edge. That all I conquered is so fragile and about to crumble. Here I am, with a party thrown due to the company I set up, the best of possible worlds. A supporting family, rooting and happy for me. It really is overwhelming. Too good to be true.
I hope it is true.
I needed a moment to catch my breath.
That'd be cruel if...
One can't quit, right?
No, one cannot. I think I'd better leave you in peace for a while.
No. Please stay. I sometimes get away from people to be able to breathe, but it's not that I like being alone.
I understand. How are Rita and Anne doing?
They're fine. Thanks for asking. Rita is always cheerful. God, how I envy her. As for Anne, she's been growing, you know? So quickly. Very soon she won't be my little Anne anymore. It's so strange, satisfyingly surreal, and there is a kind of sadness seeing my little girl bloom into a woman. An egotistical kind of sad, I have to confess.
They grow up, but they never stop feeling like our little baby, right?
I try not to say it to her that often now.
You just do it to embarrass her.
Exactly how it feels.
Oh?
Luke?
Oh wow. Got kicked out of here in a hurry. But yeah. Once you're an adult, your parents call you little baby just to embarrass you. What is this? Where are we? I want to see... We have save files, so I wonder if... Mainly curious to see if we go back to the main menu. We'll probably end up restarting from the scene, but...
Hello there.
Hi. You don't seem to be here for the wedding reception, am I right?
Wedding reception?
You don't need to play the fool with me. I wasn't invited to this as well, don't worry. You just need to jump the railing ahead and get yourself a wonderful treat. I recommend the lobster and the filet mignon. Avoid the shrimps though, they taste funny.
Wedding crashing.
Thank you.
You're welcome. It's delicious.
Do you know whose wedding it is?
No, not a clue. I just live nearby and the catering at this place is generally fantastic.
Okay, so, I'll be right back.
Oh, and hey, if they cut the cake, please come and get me. It also looks delicious. I love raspberries.
Sure, don't worry.
Have fun.
Wedding crashing. Alright, let's go crash a wedding. Just want to find out whose wedding it is before I go. Oh, hello. Don't mind if I do. Just married.
Just married? Ah. Who might the happy couple be?
Oh, God!
Did something just happen? What?
What on earth? Are you still here, Miss Wedding Crasher? Yes, you are still here. Just checking. Afraid to find out what's going on down here. Don't mind me. I went in. Oh, okay, I can go in. Okay.
Hello. Sorry to bother you. Do you do requests?
Hi.
Well, we haven't got much rehearsed.
We could play the wedding march again, the one that initiated the ceremony.
It's a lovely piece for strings and harp. Even though we have no harp here, everyone at the end congratulated us as they could hear it. Weird, isn't it?
Anyway, do you want to request any particular song? We may know it.
Thanks.
We'll do that later. That'd probably trigger
not
something.
yet.
Anytime.
That's probably going to trigger an event of some sort. That's interesting. Alright.
Hey,
Hello. How's it going?
I'm great, thanks. You?
Yeah, I'm good.
Great wedding, isn't it?
Oh, it's really beautiful.
How do you know the happy couple?
Well, I'm actually a friend of the bride's father, Luke.
Luke
Oh!
Williams. I'm a good friend of his.
Really? My name's Simon.
Oh, nice to meet you, Simon. I'm John. Where do you know Luke from?
I worked with Luke and Michael when they first started the company. I left right before the company boomed. It wasn't exactly what I wanted to do with my life.
Have you been in touch with them?
Not as much as I wanted, but yeah, a little. I tried to talk to them today, but still haven't been able to.
How come?
Well, Luke's still inside the church with his little lamb, and Mike, well, as always, he's talking to a woman.
Ah.
A woman?
Don't get me wrong, he's a wonderful, wonderful guy, but he's kind of a player, you know. Sarah, the lady he's talking to, is on the other hand very sweet.
Oh. She does seem lovely. Does she work for the company?
No, she's an old friend of Luke and Rita's. I don't know much about her
Oh.
other than she's just a really nice person. And well, she loves dogs and musical theatre, always going on about it. I can introduce you to her if you like, as soon as Mike over there lets her catch some air.
Oh no, that's not what I meant. But thanks, Simon. I think I'll grab something to eat.
Go ahead, the lobster's particularly tasty.
Oh, thanks for the tip. See you.
Well, alright.
Isn't it too cold?
Sorry?
The water.
Oh, no, my, it's perfect. It's so hot today, the coldness feels wonderful. Care to try?
No, thank you. I'm John. John Stevens.
Hi, I'm Carol.
Were you here for the ceremony? I couldn't make it on time.
I was. It was so beautiful. What a shame. The beginning was magical.
A shame.
The man by the door preventing all of us from going in.
What?
No one knew what was going on. And then the string quartet began to play. The doors from the church opened and we went in to see Anne in her gorgeous dress smiling at us from the altar.
Really? That's a twist.
It was so beautiful. Again, shame you couldn't make it.
Indeed. Well, I think I'll say congratulations to the happy couple then.
Go do that. Although I think you'll have to wait a while. They're still inside and that man is blocking the door.
Oh, that's
again.
weird.
Oh, I'll see what I can do. Bye.
But that's how we have to play the wedding march
Bye.
again. It feels like... I'm saying that sounds like a reverse wedding, so to speak, you know? It's, the bride's at the altar, the door's open, and everyone else gets to walk down the aisle.
Michael?
Sorry, do I know you?
Yes, we met before. I needed to talk to you.
I'm having a conversation. Can it wait?
Sure, I can wait.
Yes, it can. I'll drop by later.
Thanks, man.
Yeah, man. What's going on here?
Hi!
Hey,
I was saying to Neil here how much I loved the ceremony. My god, it was fantastic, wasn't it?
It really was. I was
Oh.
actually moved by parts of it.
See, Neil? I told you. You're so insensitive.
Oh, come on now, Heather.
Me crying my guts out, and you just standing there like a freaking rock.
You know I don't cry easily.
It's called insensitiveness, robotism. I don't know.
Shall we change the subject, please?
Yeah.
So, what's your name?
I'm John.
I'm Neil, and this here is Heather.
Nice to meet you.
Do you know the bride or the groom?
The bride.
I'm a close friend of the bride.
So are we. I don't think we've ever met.
Well, her father, actually.
Anne.
Anne? You know, I used to spend my summer holidays in a house my parents had in the woods. Her parents had a house there too, so...
Really? We heard a lot about that little house.
She always says how she's had such a lucky childhood, being able to explore such fascinating places. I've never been there. Is it as beautiful as she says?
Oh, you should definitely go when you have the chance. It really is.
We have to ask Anne to take us on a tour there.
And Eli.
Yes, of course. It's Anne and Eli's now. Do you think she's going to change her name? Anne D. Levitt? Has a nice ring to it, doesn't it?
I think she really likes Williams. Anyway, do you know where they are? I still haven't been able to talk to them.
They are still inside the church, but you may need to wait. No one is allowed to go in.
Wedding
There's
photos?
a guy there making sure that no one does.
Oh, thanks. It was nice meeting you.
Same, and come by whenever you want. Ciao.
Bye.
Ciao. You're the man, I take it.
Sorry, sir. The ceremony has already ended. The happy couple and close family are taking some photos inside. Please kindly wait outside.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, that's pretty much signposted
I really
how to
need
get
to
in.
talk to him. I'm sure something must have gone wrong with the company. Has to be. But I need to get his attention first.
You seem a bit lost.
Waiting for the married couple. You?
I can't stop playing the ceremony over in my mind. The moment the music started and the doors opened.
It's gotta be a
my
hint.
wedding to be like this one.
So, you still by yourself?
Yeah, I'm actually about to leave, but I still wanted to have a word with Michael and Luke.
Anything I can do to help?
If you could find a way to distract Sarah, or maybe get Luke out of the church. You don't sing, do you?
No.
That's too bad. If you'd go to the bandstand and start singing something from Phantom of the Opera, or Cats, or even Hamilton, Sarah would instantly ignore me and focus on the song. That's guaranteed.
I'll see what I can do.
Now there's a hint.
Thanks.
Boing, boing, boing. Okay. I'm guessing... I don't know I'm going with that, but... I think we're going to end off this video here for now. When we return, we'll sort out this wedding. We always got to play something from Phantom of the Opera, Cats first and foremost, to get to talk to Michael. And then I'm pretty sure you have to play the wedding march to get into the chapel, to talk to Luke, and figure out what happened. Feels like we're starting to get into the realm of things going wrong. Which, I guess what surprised me about the arc this has taken so far is that I was expecting between the first scene in the cabin and the second scene going to talk to Luke that's when things had started to go wrong, but no, actually. This video has in fact been Luke's rise, and perhaps the first sign of trouble on the horizon. You know that this is a sensitive point, his daughter growing up and going out on her own. It's interesting about the way things have played out in this dream, is that it feels like we can make things turn out better than they make things turn out better slightly, but still by our presence in the dream, but they still played out a certain way. Like, despite the fact that we brought Rufus home, Rufus still died. And I guess that's the biggest one we've seen so far, but it still feels like as much as we're doing in these dreams, there's still, so to speak, the facts and how they played out. I wonder if that's going to come into play. The fact that this is in fact a dream, and the reality played out a certain way. I'm very curious. Anyways, when we return, we'll see what's been up with Luke's company. Most likely.